Hi everyone. In this very short lesson, I am going to discuss revising for coherence. Now, coherence really refers to this concept that the ideas in a paragraph are well connected, that your paragraph flows, that readers can follow the logical development of your ideas. Now, in the previous unit, we learned that one way to build coherence is by using transitional words and phrases. And those are the words like additionally, therefore, however, as a matter of fact, for example, to illustrate, etc. The problem is that can become a bit boring, or it can make your writing seem a bit stilted or uninteresting if the only way you connect ideas is through the use of transitional words and phrases. So, the purpose of this video really is to give you a tip on how you can build coherence in a paragraph in two other ways. The two ways that we're going to be looking at are using a paragraph template to build coherence, and then old word, new sentence. So, first, let's look at the template. So, a template, of course, is just a structure, a guide, a paradigm, a model that you can follow. You don't have to follow it exactly, but it gives you a guide and gives you an idea of how you can ensure that your sentences are flowing from one idea to another, paragraphs flowing from one idea to another, and so on. So, with this template, this is what it looks like. You begin with your topic sentence. You then state why your topic sentence is true. Then you provide an example to support your idea, perhaps quote a relevant source or an expert for emphasis, and repeat that process until you have a fully developed paragraph. The second approach is called old word, new sentence. And what it means is you take a word that's in a sentence and you use that word or a form of that word in a sentence that follows. And so what ends up happening is the sentences are connected, sort of like when you're sewing a pattern and you're stitching one stitch. Well, I shouldn't talk about sewing because I don't know about sewing. But the point is, the word is like the stitch. Okay, you're using the same stitch to connect ideas. All right. So let's see how this works in an example. So I wrote a paragraph about the benefits of video game playing, mostly because I really don't know anything about video game playing, but I have children who play video games all day during the summer. And apparently, they're telling me, explaining to me, that you can actually learn things from video games. And so that's why I chose this particular topic. So here's my paragraph. Now I have my topic sentence highlighted. By now, you know that a good topic sentence identifies the topic and gives your position on the topic, and that's what I've done here. So it says, contrary to popular belief, playing video games can be a very beneficial activity. And so my topic is video games, and my position is it's beneficial, right? So going back to this template, I have started with the topic sentence. My next sentence should state why the topic sentence is true. One reason this is true is that video games allow its players many opportunities to learn. So I've explained why it's true. And in doing so, I've also used the old word, new sentence approach because video games is in the topic sentence. And then we see video games again showing up in the sentence that follows, and that helps to build a connection. Now, in this sentence, I have the phrase opportunities to learn italicized because that is the phrase that I want to build upon when I write my next sentence, right? And so the following sentence says, some video games provide opportunities to learn about history, learn specific skills, or maybe even introduce players to forms of art they have never been exposed to. And so now I have provided readers with specific ways video games help players learn. All right. And I've used that old phrase and built upon it. I'm also using um, the definition approach. Remember, definition is one of the methods of paragraph development. So I've defined what those opportunities are. All right. So following the template again, I've stated why it's true. Now I'm going to provide an example to support my idea. And here it is. For example, so I'm using this transitional word here to build connection to let readers know, okay, this is my example now. All right. For example, the game Pirates Cove, and I made that up. At least I don't think there's a real game called Pirates Cove. And if it is, I didn't know. So, for example, the game Pirates Cove gives its players a thorough lesson on the history of pirates throughout the Caribbean. The history, there's the old word that I'm using in the new sentence. This history is not limited to information about the pirate themselves. It is still repeating the word history, but we're using a pronoun so we don't, continue to write history, 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 right? Because remember, we always want to maintain sentence variety. So it also provides a lot of interesting information about the vessels they sail, the weapons they use, and the historical figures they encountered. In fact, in fact is another way to say, for example. So when you're writing a paragraph and you're providing examples more than one, you don't want to keep writing, for example, for example, for example, for example, because that gets boring. So this is just another way to do it. In fact, through this game, I learned that the infamous pirate Blackbeard ship, Queen Anne's Revenge, was once a French slave vessel named La Concorde, which his crew captured. Such facts, so I'm playing on the words facts, right? Such facts increase your knowledge of history and it can improve your trivia game playing skills generally. And that's my concluding sentence. So, by using these techniques, I've ensured that each sentence connects to the previous one. And this is a technique that you can use as you revise your paragraphs and make sure that it flows. Now, I noticed something in my revision. I have the second person, your. Remember, we want to avoid the second person uh, point of view when we're writing our paragraphs. So I'm going to change that to the third person perspective. Such facts increase a player's knowledge of history and can improve, since it's only one player, his or her trivia game playing skills generally. All right? And that's really an example of revision, right? Reading your paragraph over and over again, making sure that everything is stated exactly as it should be stated. And I find that when students use this approach, the template, and finding an old word that they can build on, it really improves the flow of your paragraph. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you put into practice these skills as you continue to work on your revisions. And that's all I have to share. Good luck.